Well, this is the old guy, and this is the end of July in Still River. Though it's really more like the middle of July. Though today is pretty nice out. The heat and the humidity has gone, and we're like 80 degrees and a nice little breeze, and sitting in a nice shaded area at the park. And being an old guy, I'm sitting here after munching on some lunch and sitting in my mind. I get lost in my mind and go back to mind goes back to old days in Still River when it was a small town, though it wasn't really that small. And had a friend that lived down the street from us, had a beautiful front yard and a yellow house which is long since gone, and he had a sister and his mother. But this story is about his dad. His dad had this he had a Liverpool accent, and he had sort of a, I don't know if it was from his work or a humpback. He sort of was bent over with like sort of a hunchback. And the house was really neat because like it had an attic with all kinds of old stuff, and we used to go up there and look at old toys and stuff from his parents. And his mother was like very prim, strawberry blondish, and I would go over there and have breakfast and stuff, and his dad would go to work. And his dad ran this tire and flat repair shop down off of Main Street, right after the former police station where the library sits now, right after the Ford dealer and service place. There's a little street on the right there, before a big furniture store used to be there. And down the street on the left, about almost 2/3 of the way down, would be this driveway into the back of this gray barn type of garage with two big garage doors that didn't open. He never used the garage doors. And there was a door on the left. We went in, there were stacks of tires everywhere, and you'd take this path in to where he had all his tire fixing apparatuses there, and like a big wooden work table, an L shape with a back window, and he had like this big leather lounge chair he would sit in, and when he wasn't fixing tires, and he had like a pot-belly stove in there that heated by coal, and he had like a, I guess it was a hot plate or something like that, double burner hot plate, where he would heat soup or water up for coffee and stuff. And he was a unique guy, and he would come out and he had all these tools, hammers and things, and he would find flats in tires by running it, putting it on the spindle, running it through this tank of water that you could roll the tire through, and find the leaks. And he had all kinds of patches and stacks of tires everywhere downstairs. And then there was a stairway going upstairs, and upstairs there was a second floor was full of tubes, and we used to go up to the tube room and jump around in the tubes and get all black and grimy. And he was a unique guy. I didn't quite know much about him. He came from England, we knew that, and you know, his name was Al, and his son's name, our friend, was Al. And they had a collie dog and a couple of cats, and Al's tire shop, and he was the only employee and owner, and he was really good at fixing flats, and he was very honest, and a lot of people went to him because he was the least expensive, you know, and he didn't try to sell you a lot of stuff. If you really needed, he only sold you a new tire or tube if you really needed it. And he worked hard every day, and he was bent over, and all I could see him was swinging this hammer and holding this like kind of like a pry bar against the rim, prying the tire off so he could fix it. And we'd say, "Oh, we're going to the park today," and he would say, "Oh, a hot dog." You know, that was his term for great. You know, "Oh, hot dog." You know, and many years later, my friends they moved. My friend's mother passed away, and the house is long since gone. And and you know, they did an interview on him in the paper once, like in the late '60s, and he was retiring then, and they interviewed him about his shop. He was there like 40 years, and you know, they asked him about everything, and at the end of the article, I never forgot this. They said, "Anything else you say?" And he says, "You know, life's been good, you know, and God is good." And that always stuck with me. That was the last thing I've heard of him, the last thing I heard him say. So that's a old story from Still River, and I'm sitting here getting lost.